So we're live.
Yeah.
We are live. Okay, hi everybody. Very good morning to you all from Germany, and I believe also good morning from my very good colleague from Nigeria as well. My name is Mike, and today we'll be talking about a very important topic. Yeah, abroad is not always the answer. When you sent me that message yesterday, Mike, I did not think twice about it. I was like, yeah, that's true. Abroad is not always the answer. What we're going to tell you today are the things we're going to share with you today. I think it's going to be really mind blowing, mind opening, but above all, I hope it's going to give you some peace. Because the truth is, it always seems like the pasture is greener on your neighbor's garden or something. It's like it's always better on the other side, but that's not always the case. Where you are right now, you are king there. You have no idea what's going to be, where you're going to. So sit back, relax, follow us in this episode. This is brought to you by Setlinn, the platform that we're creating to connect and inform people about migration. You need to be well informed before you make that move, before you take that leap of faith, if that's what you call it. And Setlinn is a platform essentially focused on that. Think about it as the Facebook for migration or the LinkedIn for migration. That's what we're building. If you're not on Setlinn, join Setlinn, create an account right away, and begin to ask questions. Before we proceed, I'd like my co-host from Nigeria to, briefly introduce himself so we can get into the gist of today. Michael, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mike. And I hope you're good in Germany. For Nigeria, we are doing really fine. Killings have reduced, to be very sincere with you, although still
That's
happening.
great.
But in Kaduna, where I am, it's a bit more better now. And so when you were just talking about telling people there's always this feeling that the grass is always greener on the other side, I was wondering. Let me quickly tell you a story. I want to liken it to a malam. I went to buy orange from a malam. A
Yeah.
malam or this house around here, and they can be very sincere. I was telling him I wanted to buy one, and he said, "No, that one doesn't have much water. I should buy this one." I could imagine that level of sincerity and innocence. The average
It's the
person will
one
tell you this is
selling.
also very nice,
Yeah.
but this man is telling me, "No, this one doesn't. This one don't get water. Buy this one." Who is going to
Abi?
buy the other one that he's discouraging me from? And
Yeah.
that's exactly what you've just done here, Michael. You are into helping people migrate to Europe and all that, and you are again telling somebody, but then I want to help you move, but the answer is not always in moving, and that is
No.
what most travel agents don't do. Okay,
Yeah.
because they're all about the resources. They want to make money from their clients, but they
Yeah.
don't want to tell them some useful truth. Like you come to me with 45 million, with 50 million to help you travel. With this level of your sincerity, you could equally just, my friend, but let's look at other opportunities in
Yeah.
your country. Do you really
Yeah.
need to move with all this lot of money? And I
Yeah.
must give you kudos for that statement. You are like that malam who was telling me, no, don't buy this orange. Buy
Thank you
that one
very much.
because this is better.
I think at the end of the day, it's about, you're not the true measure of someone's wealth is not how much they have themselves, but when you look around them, the wealth of those people put together, and that's why they say your network is your net worth. So
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you are just the only rich guy in your community, your friendship zone and stuff, then you're not truly rich, you're not truly wealthy, you're not truly whatever it is that you think you are. So for me, the joy is seeing every people around me, the people that I connect with, the people that I interact with every day or every other day to see that they are genuinely happy regardless of their location. If you're watching this from Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, wherever, feel free to drop your questions in the comments. This live stream, sometimes we don't get all the comments or questions from all platforms, but I'm trying my best to look around everywhere. So I hope I see your questions pop up and I'm going to answer them. But in any case, this is simply a teaser. The platform we are building, Setlinn, is there for you. Simply go to setlinn.com, sign up, and begin to shoot your questions. You could never go wrong. Before we proceed, Mike, I'd like you share that story that you shared with me yesterday. The one you got from Ireland about the millionaire who left to become not a millionaire anymore. That's how I see it.
No, 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 Michael, this thing is crazy. I think it's all about like, is it a bandwagon effect or just a mentality? You mean you are worth 45 million naira and you want to travel out of
Yeah.
the country?
Yeah.
Now, there's also another story. Okay, quickly before I even do that, let me run through the statistics, what the statistics are saying
Please,
from IOM, International Organization for Migration.
please do that.
According to the IOM, 8,938 migrants' deaths were recorded worldwide. That is minus those not recorded.
Just record
8,000,
them.
yes, 8,938 migrant deaths were recorded. That was
Hey,
according to the between 2014 to 2024 thereabout.
no
Now,
way.
of this death, 2,442 occurred in Africa, like this crossing over through Libya, desert
Yeah,
routes,
yeah,
and all
yeah,
those land routes. So
yeah.
2,242 of those deaths occurred in Africa. 2,452 of these deaths occurred in the Mediterranean Sea.
No
That's
way.
another deadly zone also that is claiming
Yeah,
lives.
yeah.
Now, since 2014, the Central Mediterranean Sea has seen over 24,000 recorded deaths. 24,000 recorded deaths since 2014. Now, okay, deaths originating from Africa between 2014 to 2025 so far is over 16,700. This is according to the IOM.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Sahara Desert is another dangerous route, like I just said, that's claimed lives. So far, it is said that it has claimed over 1,200 persons' lives between 2020 and mid 2024. So these deaths are in thousands. There is none that is in
Yeah,
hundreds.
yeah,
Now, and so this person, like the story was saying, he sold his family house for what about their family property, what about 45 million. The travel agents made it possible with promises. He moves to Europe, and down he is stranded in Europe. It's like the story of the prodigal son, from being a king to being what I don't know what to call in Europe.
yeah, 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 yeah. I think another thing that people do not understand is that these agents, they hardly know about the locations that they are pitching to you. They hardly know about, most of them have not even been there before. And I mean, you saw the story a couple of months ago, which I did with a guy who was assisted by an agent to go to Macedonia. He went to Macedonia, and even the people there were like, dude, what are you doing here? There's nothing here for you. The sad thing is, he had no idea. He thought wherever you are in Europe, it's a fertile land. Wherever you are in Europe, you will make it. But that's not true. Even in the richest European country, even in the one with the most vibrant economy, even here in Germany, it's not always the case. Migration is personal. It always comes down to a case by case basis. These agents, they don't know the locations they are taking you to. Not all of them do. And even if they do, not all of them would be sincere with you and tell you the truth. In my case, when I consult people, hey, before anything else, the question always is, hey, what's your profile? Where are you going to? Why do you need to go there? What plans do you have? Because this thing is transactional. You're bringing something. The place you're going to is expecting something. So the two parties have to transact. And if it's not clear what that transaction would be, I'm calling it transaction in this case, in the sense that both parties need to offer each other something. So that means you cannot just leave your home to another country and feel like, hey, once you go there, you will plug money from the tree. It never happens. It never happens. Yeah.
I could liken to what you are saying to maybe, what the situation is like in Nigeria. It's like a man wants to set up an alcohol company, manufacturing company, and then he goes to set it up in Kano, where they are hunting bottles of alcohol. You're going to set up a company there. You know your investment will be wasted. So you have to
Yeah.
do even as somebody who wants to travel to Europe, you have to do your needs assessment, like we've always mentioned on this program. Am I needed there?
Yeah.
What set of skills do I have? This is what is sellable where I'm going. But like you said, most of us who have not traveled to Europe, we don't even know what the streets are like. We don't know what's obtainable there. We are
Mm.
we are we are travel agents in Nigeria and moving people to Europe to places that we don't know.
Yeah. How does that work? So I think the really what I would like people to understand is this. You can do it yourself, and it's always better when you do it yourself. And even if you would use an agent, just understand that first and foremost, abroad is not always the answer. No. The question is, what do you genuinely want? I think it's 100% okay for people to move because of economic reasons. There's no question about that. But economic reasons always also means that you're offering something to get something. You know, you're starting a business, you're being employed, or you have to do something to benefit from that thing that you want to get. And my general recommendation is this: if you're going to outsource, you're moving abroad to an agent, do not just sit back and trust them 100% and just feel like, hey, they're doing it and you don't need to check anymore. No, you have to still do your own assignment. You have to also do your own homework. Find out about where they are working it for you. And the funny thing also is that, um, most governments, they discourage this, you know, because they have programs for you as an individual to apply to directly. There usually should not be any third party, you know. So at the end of the day, the goal here is to empower you as an individual. There's no prohibition to use an agency, but if you're going to use an agency, still be informed. Like, I cannot overemphasize the need to be informed. It has happened times without numbers that people land in the country and they have no clue, no idea what are the opportunities for them, for you. So it's not always greener on the other side. No, maybe where you are right now, it's like where you actually need to be. And not to forget that most times when people finally move abroad, there's always this feeling of what they are forfeiting, like what they could have done better if they were back home and stuff. So where you are right now, you are king there. And in my opinion, if you're going to try to move or change, then begin to do the necessary research, begin to inform yourself, and really be patient with yourself. Because you need to really evaluate what you have versus what you're going to get, if at all you even get anything. Um, do you have some, besides the story of the guy who sold the property and stuff for 45 million naira, do you have some other stories in this line? Maybe we can
Yeah,
just
yeah, yes, Michael.
concentrate on
Of
them.
course, yes. Now, it was also in the news within the week. Yeah, we saw dead bodies of our brothers and sisters from Africa, including Nigerians, in the Sahara Desert off the coast of Libya, who were trying to cross
Libya,
on foot.
Libya is
All right.
another dead
So
zone.
we have people who are using these guys for business. They know it's risky.
Yeah,
There are some of them who move them with vehicles across certain distance. They go to a place and dump them. These ones died out of hunger and thirst because they were trying to reach to a well, in some part along the way there. Perhaps
yeah,
they tripped and they couldn't reach there out of they were famished, and then out of hunger and thirst, they could no longer continue, and they just fell down and died, and about four of them.
no way.
Now they
No,
were you see sand in their mouth and eyes, just like that. I mean, looking malnourished, looking haggard, pure. I mean,
yeah,
you see that. Now I also shared a video with you of some Nigerians who were being deported from Germany, and
yeah,
then who were also running and jumping from the window of the coastal bus that was taking them to the airport. They were still jumping as the kind of risk we take. Now they could just land on the pavement along the way and hit their head and die.
for
They don't
sure.
seem to even consider the risk involved in this thing.
Yeah, so I think
Why
Michael,
life as such a risk?
I
Why do you
lost you for a
put
few
you are going
seconds.
for a better life? Sorry?
I lost you for a few seconds. Now I hear
Oh
you
yes,
again.
yes, yes. So I was saying, why do you put your life at risk at that level of risk in search of a better life? Doesn't make sense, Michael.
We want better life when you're dead.
I don't get it.
Yeah, yeah. Want better life when you're dead. Can we touch on the possible reasons why people do this? What do you
Okay.
imagine would be the reasons why people take this high risk? And what do you think? Why do people? What do you think makes people feel like abroad is the answer?
Well, Michael, now for most persons who make this trip, I think they are trying to be strong. I think they are trying to be ambitious. I think they are trying to say, if you want to die, I think it's better you die trying than to die like a coward. All right.
Okay.
Instead of because it is now the fundamental reason most time for this is basically is the hopelessness back at home. That is just 95% of the time is a hopelessness back at home. You look at everywhere, you out of school for so long, no sign of you, you are getting old, no sign of you do anything or doing anything good with your life. All
Yeah.
right, so the hopelessness becomes so strong that you don't even see the need to live. So if I,
Mm-hmm.
it takes to that point of if I die, I die, and if I
Yeah.
live, I.
Okay.
So
Okay.
basically, the hopelessness with the economy, hopelessness with the security. We've also discussed this here. Sometimes discrimination and nepotism, favoritism, and all that. I know exactly what I'm telling you, Michael. The hopelessness
Okay.
in Africa is on the high side. There is irresponsibility of leadership. So and it's making
Okay.
life very hopeless for especially the young. They all have nothing to chase again. All right. So, but that's just the reason. But again,
Okay.
on what there's a hopelessness there, and also there is also what I would say poor adversity quotient.
Okay.
Mhm. Adversity quotient is your ability to manage stress, to manage difficult situations, to be resilient, and to patiently work your way through the storm. So
Okay.
for most people who do, but again, and then if I want to talk about even persistence and perseverance, the guys who go to trek through the Sahara Desert, they have that. So, I'm also trying to even knock off my point. All right. So I
Yeah.
think it's just like competence, if I may say,
Yeah.
sound reasoning.
Yeah.
So what people need to do is reorientation, and then just give yourself this hope and encourage yourself. But it's difficult to do. The money, because if you must travel even through land, for if they are traveling from a part of Libya to cross a certain point, what each person says is the word in naira is about 130,000 naira. If you use that, you can start a vegetable business somewhere in Kano or Kasina or in Kaduna or wherever, a vegetable business.
Yeah.
So sometimes is their eyes are just so fixated on this idea of my only source of making it in life is in Europe, because if they just begin to do the conversion, €1, 1,500 naira or 1,700 naira, wow, even if it is €30 that I'm able to gather is a lot of money. We continue to do the conversion in our brain, and then we are so engroused and then be clouded of the other risks that come with the means that you
Mm-hmm.
want to go. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, it's good to dream. But if the dream is now taking your life, what's the point dreaming it?
What's the point? Yeah. What's the point?
So long
And
as your life is already involved, I don't see the reason chasing that dream.
yeah, the thing is beyond like imminent life threats, which is like just facing you directly.
Yeah.
There is also the standard of living. Um, like what is the worth of life if you cannot actually fulfill your dream? If you cannot actually wake up every day and be happy, if you cannot just feel energized to do the things that you're passionate about doing, there's also that like lower standard of living that you finally just give up for whatever reason. But just to come again to the reasons why people do this, do you think the people living abroad somehow negatively influence those back home? Maybe from flashy, social media posts, flashy lifestyle, and probably some level of deceit. Do you think people back home are influenced by this?
Of course, yes, it's a factor. It's a factor. There is but like also peer pressure. Sometimes your family will push you, all your mates are also so like when you see some of your neighbors have moved. Maybe
Yeah.
their daughters have been able to make it to Europe and they're sending money back home. They're running projects, they're building houses. Their mother is now riding a very good car and all that. And then your own mother will sit you down and wash you. Say, you usually you good for nothing. Was it not before your presence that this person moved and all that? So
Mm-hmm.
you get charged, you are not minding the
The risk
consequences
thing.
of any move you make again. Okay, if
Yeah.
I die, I die. So it's a kind of a suicide mission, and but with the hope of I might survive.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not even 50-50, if I must say, because you are going to use a rickety boat to cross the Mediterranean Sea. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have the capacity to withstand certain storm, and then they get poured into the sea and then fed into big sea animals, and So it's yes, the flashy life over there, and then which brings about pressure back at home. It's a major
Mm-hmm.
factor. It's another factor.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Let's
yeah.
touch on another key point, which I think we've talked about this before. We're sharing this video, this live stream right now on multiple media platforms, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter, at least 5 media platforms. Now, most of our audience who follow us, who watch us, um, what do you think is your level of engagement of content like this versus other type of content like entertaining content or comedies and stuff? What do you think is their rate of engagement to this? Where I'm going to is this: the information is there. Information is everywhere. You can easily find it online. So much so that we've been doing this over 3 months now, every Saturday, nonstop, connecting with so many people. Yet, how many of them are really tapping into this? And how many of them are engaging to content like this versus other type of content on media platform? Could you touch on that?
Yes, Michael is very worrisome. Is very worrisome. And if not for the passion behind what you are doing here, I was thinking for every other person who would have stopped this program. Because when I see how people engage with this platform and with this program and the participation, I get, I'm not discouraged, but I'm always disappointed. Not
Yeah,
because I want the number for personal gain, because nowadays every single thing you do, people think it's all about the money.
yeah,
But there are other things you can do for money that you don't want to
100%.
do that will even pay you more than this.
Yeah,
So because there are a whole lot of other stuff that people do that they can get money.
yeah,
So it's not just about the money, but it's about the passion to solve problem. If money comes as a reward, why not?
yeah,
But people don't want to get engaged with such conversations. Rather, we're interested in comedy. Or rather, watch comedy, and then I don't mean to disrespect or to offend anyone. You see people now displaying their private parts on social media because I know these are the things that bring about traction. But useful information like this that we come to passionately pour out every weekend, people don't
yeah,
pursue it, and then we see end up hearing stories. The
yeah.
other day, it was a person who wanted to really travel abroad, gave out his car to the travel agent. The process failed. The visa didn't work. Okay, return my car now. No, I'm not returning your car because I've already provided you the service. But it
This
didn't work
service,
through. It became a police case, and it went through a lot of stress. And this person was now hopeless because he sold all his belongings to move to Europe. Now he couldn't move to Europe and he doesn't have what to survive with back in
back home.
Nigeria again,
Yeah, yeah,
back home. So you're now like being caught in between the devil and the deep blue sea. These are issues we talk about every weekend here.
yeah.
But the laborers are much, but the harvest doesn't want to be harvested.
I I mean, maybe should we lighten things up? Maybe are we too serious? Because I don't get it. Like, why? You see, there are a lot of content creators, creating content about migration, moving abroad, and all that, and then you just ask yourself. Of course, many people are actually genuinely following these contents and just moving abroad in a legal, documented way, and also having plans for themselves. For sure, I've met many of them. Every other time when I'm out, I meet people who moved to Germany with the opportunity card or the job seeker visa, or they got a job, or they got a scholarship. Awesome! I'm always happy when I meet people like that. Totally. But on the other hand, I think we still have a larger number of people that just still don't get it. You know, they contact you, the first thing they're asking is, how much would it cost me to do XYZ? You're not shopping. This is not a shopping mall, that you can just pick some items and be like, okay, this is how much it costs. No. Um, do you think maybe we should just lighten up a bit? Are we too serious? Like, why is it that still many people don't get it? Like, how difficult is it to sign up on a platform, for example, just if you genuinely want to move abroad and you are supposed to inform yourself very well before you make that move, how difficult is it to sign up on a platform, create an account, and begin to ask questions and be patient? And plus, you can be sure that before you take up the service of any provider on the platform, if you decide to, there is also guarantee that yes, this is a verified service provider. It's like taking the extra step to seeing that you're protected. But still, people are still looking for shortcuts. I don't get it, you know. But my point for sure today is this: abroad is not always the answer. You have to do a proper evaluation of your current situation and see if moving abroad is the right thing for you. In as much as there is currently the global, you know, the geopolitical or um, geographical imbalance, globally speaking, it still does not mean that countries will just open their borders anyhow, unregulated, undocumented for people to come in. No, things will still have to be done the proper way. And if you're going to move, then there needs to be a plan for you. Why is it that they always ask for what are you going to do? What's your means of sustenance, proof of fund? You hear all these questions. There are reasons for them. It's for you to be prepared. So whoever is telling you anything, promising you whatever, just try to, put your filter on high alert. Really, that's all I'm telling you today. And regardless of how tight your schedule is or what you think you have to do or you don't have time, it's really important that you make out time to inform yourself. My recommendation always is you can do it yourself, and it's always best when you do it yourself. And think about multiple locations. Germany might not be the answer, the UK might not be the answer, or Canada, because at the end of the day, it's all about you, because you are the one who's going to live the life, and you are the one who's going to tell the story later on. So, guys, we try to keep the session every week to 30 minutes max, and we are coming close to that point. The goal for today's conversation is to let you know that abroad isn't always the answer. And this is something that travel agencies will not tell you. But as someone who is in the space, has experienced it, in contact with hundreds of people, I'm telling you this today. Abroad isn't always the answer. And you should learn how to do basic research when it comes to moving abroad. And always understand that it's both parties coming together. You have something to offer. The country or the destination place that you're going to need something. You need to have that which they seek. Otherwise, there is no business between the two of you. There's no business between you and that country. And that's all I'm telling you today. If you're new here, check out Setlinn.com. It's the platform that we are building for you. It's a platform to help protect you from falling into the hands of scammers, from helping you to not to fall into the hands of the wrong people. It's a platform to empower you. It's all about empowerment. We are in a digital age, information age. You can easily verify information, especially in a community that there's a pool of other people. And that's what you should be doing. Sign up on Setlinn, join the platform, create an account, and begin to shoot your questions. Just sit back, see the answers, how they come in, and what people are saying. Michael is back. Let me bring him back to stage. Yeah, we lost you there for like a minute or two.
Yeah, okay. I was struggling with my glitches and happy to be back.
Yeah, crazy.
I was talking
Maybe
about
abroad is.
whether we're a bit too serious here.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
of our very serious face.
Are we too serious here?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was just saying if we are too serious on this channel, you know.
Can you?
Yeah, but it's lagging a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's not so. In fact, I've tried to switch. It appears to be worse on the other side. But can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I get you.
Now?
Yeah. Just go and just shoot.
Okay. So now I was saying that no, look, there's always smile on your face. There's always smile on my face. We're always smiling. I think somebody told me sometimes say we are looking like too like unserious.
All right. Oh yeah. Okay. One hand
So
I thought it was serious. Now we look unserious.
now, so we're not carrying cutlasses on our on our hands. So with this smile on our face, so I don't think it's about our ourselves here.
Mm.
If you are looking for information, like if you go to school, some lecturers are very tough. It doesn't stop you from pursuing the studies.
Yeah, yeah,
Achilles in Medogri, students still go say Kaduna is unsafe. People should, because they don't seem to place any value to these things, or they don't know the importance, how important about me or you, or how the program is being done. If you like, go and bring the video on this program, it might not change it because it might not even if the video could appear on the program like this.
yeah, yeah.
So can we afford that, Michael?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we're gonna have a sponsor soon that would say, "Okay, hey guys, I like what you're doing. Now I'm bringing Burner Boy. I'm bringing the video onto this show because yeah, you guys are the real G's in town." Okay,
I
yeah,
didn't
I
get
guess
you.
that. No, I'm saying maybe we're going to get a sponsor that is going to help us bring Burner Boy or the video or Whiskey onto the show. Totally.
Okay.
Good.
Well,
So
like you mentioned before, if we're able to get maybe one other who have great followings to enhance visibility, I think it will also help. I just
yeah,
got, I think some of our viewers are online. You may want to just acknowledge your presence or say something about that. Our viewers there, please. I got something from Charles.
yeah, yeah. So Charles, thank you very much. Charles is always following us from Hong Kong. Charles, appreciate you for joining today. And yeah, we have some, some views also from Twitter and stuff, but they're not popping up here. So, but everyone, thank you for watching across Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We're coming to an end for today's show. The message is abroad isn't always the answer. That's the truth. Where you are right now, you're a king in that location. The new place you're going to go, you're going to become a stranger first before anything else. So ask yourself, is that the best decision that you can make for yourself? It's really important. Uh, be informed, connect with the community on Setlinn, and start your journey. Begin your journey. Absolutely. So that's it from my side for today, Michael. Any last words from you before we wrap it up?
Well, like as always, we can't give you everything here. I think just to make the context complete, that is why Michael is bringing a perspective from Europe, and I am here in Nigeria, in Africa, bringing a perspective from what is happening back at home. So, this is one of the most balanced platforms that talks about migration. All right, and it's so real and it's genuine because you can hear like a man who is selling a product is telling you, no, don't buy this one. It's not good again.
Yeah.
That is a height of sincerity. This person is telling you, I am here to help you move to Europe. It will come with some income for me, but not all of you should come. If it's
Yeah.
better for you to stay back at home, please stay back at home. If you have up to 45 million, what are you looking for abroad? Sometimes the travel agents will give you will make you spend this a lot amount of money, but you don't know how much it will cost you to live in a month because of living for a month in Europe. And if this person who is helping you to cross over doesn't know either, and you get a job of 1,200, you do the conversion, you think you have money. By the time you get to Europe, you pay for your rent, you pay for insurance, you pay for other utility bills and everything. Every single month you are gasping for air
Yeah.
to see yourself through to the end of the month, and you're now exposed to the reality of what is happening in Europe. But you were never aware of this. And your landlord will not hear, I beg, sorry, I'm coming, and all of that. So this is why you can feel the passion in my face, Michael. This is why we are saying, please follow somebody when no road. He has been here. It's not just about settling. If not even settling, there are other platforms, genuine platforms that you should follow. So please try to do your homework and pay attention to the early warning signals. Can I really follow this person? Can it lead me to the right destination?
Yeah.
Before you start investing your money, hard-earned resources, I don't know, at the end, it all ends up in a regret. You
Yeah.
might be working abroad, but how much are you earning and how much are your expenses for a month?
Yeah.
These things are very important. So you might never be able to recoup the money that you spend to travel abroad. We
Yeah,
can continue on, and it's
yeah,
not funny, Mike.
yeah. It's not funny, guys. All right then. Cheers, everyone, from all the media platform, and we hope to see you on Setlinn soon. And I wish you all a very nice Saturday. It's sunny here, and I'm going to enjoy myself today and chill. It's been a really, really hard week.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Have a good weekend.
Yes.